Howdy, folks. Wonder Montage Survival here. This is episode 10 of Libby Underhill in Louisville. This is a very sad video. I'll just put it out now, I guess, that this is the last video in this first season in Louisville. I guess I can describe some of the circumstances kind of leading up to what had happened and why. Just some things that I kind of learned about like personal headspace. So I went into this episode actually in a really poor mood. I was about to go off to see my parents for a couple of days in another city, which I was looking forward to very much, but had been very down on my luck in terms of trying to find work for myself, which is actually very consistent right now in the American economy. Um, talk around to any of your friends who are looking for work, and they'll probably tell you that they've applied to dozens, if not hundreds, of jobs, and I'm in that exact position, like right now. And one of the jobs that I'd been very eager about getting, I had decided to reach out to them personally. Showing up in person. Um, I'll say I was kind of given the boomer level advice from a family member who was like, "Listen, this company values the ability for someone to like look someone in the eye and give a firm handshake and yada yada." So I was like, okay, I'll just like head over there and talk to someone. And I showed up, and the guy who was there was not at all happy to see me. So I mean, that level of advice is just unfortunately very irrelevant in the like modern American job search right now. So I came into this episode and I was like, okay, fuck it. I just really want to go like blow some brains out. I'm just in quite a mood. And so I end up going to the mall with the intention of kind of beginning the process of clearing out that area, and both kind of between my poor headspace and a good carpenter doesn't blame their tools, but my computer kind of lagged out in certain very vulnerable moments, given the huge number of zombies that I drew with all my gunfire. And so maybe this is even a little bit of stuff that's kind of my own fault, just not thinking about how large the hordes that I would encounter would end up being. Uh, we end up getting bit in our aggressive day of shooting. So I was it sucks because it really did kind of compound additionally on top of my like anger, my just not anger. I don't really get angry. Sometimes maybe it is anger that I feel, but I don't really act on it in the way that I think a lot of other people like get angry. But I was definitely very miffed just because my job prospects were not looking good. I just knew I'd have to get back on the sort of grind of applying for work, and that I had also just lost like one of my favorite characters that I've played in a hot minute. But that's just kind of the nature of the game. And unless you are like one of the few like perfect players of this game, like it is just inevitable that it's going to happen to you. So yeah, I was not very very happy about the coming together of circumstances. But I have gone to my parents. I'm back from my parents. We ate a lot of really good food. We hung out. I wrote some like bridge documentation. I love playing contract bridge. I'm like a total nerd like that. Um, yeah, I wrote over some contract bridge like documentation that I'd kind of wanted to review with some of the folks that I play bridge with, um, just to help them kind of learn the game a little bit better. Um, and One of my sibling and I on the car ride up had a very good conversation about like discipline in work. They talked about how they had recently listened to this Brian Eno interview where he talks about Japanese calligraphers who will leave the city and they'll go out to like a lake or somewhere like an island that's just very distant from just absolutely everybody, and will prepare their materials, like their ink, out kind of in the middle of nowhere, so that they don't, um, so that no dust gets inside of their ink while they're preparing it. And what was my follow-up thought? Um, and then they just come home, and then it takes 35 seconds for them to actually like do the calligraphy that they want to do, and it's just a couple of quick brush strokes, and then it's set. But how there's this whole process kind of preparing oneself for that big moment of action, and that really, I don't know, that was a very potent reflection for me. So kind of just thinking about that. That's kind of what I'm thinking about as I'm doing the narration right here. Is like my mistake had been, so that's where I get bit right there. My mistake really had been, like, even though I like understand the level of preparation that needs to go into like pulling off a big shooting day. I still like sometimes discipline is not just about like doing. There is like this other level of like sitting down and preparing your headspace to be adequate for like that moment of action and release. Um, so I don't know. The Japanese calligrapher thing has really just kind of been on my mind recently. Um, and also just listening to that really kind of helped uh, put my own like sense of the game into perspective, which that was very good. And also just if I had done this narration like the same day that I had uh, on the same day that I had recorded this video, you would have heard me just have been in a very foul mood. But I now kind of really look forward to the opportunity to get to go into um, the next character and kind of getting to set myself up for all of that. Um, so unlike the last character, Adelina Hollenbeck, I did decide that I want to uh, let this character kind of finish out on her own terms. So we'll have the full day of shooting here, and then I'll end up coming back tomorrow so that she can have the opportunity to continue to take care of um, just this massive group that I've assembled over here by the mall. But it is also very crazy just this is a character in a video game, and just the sort of attachment that you grow to feel for these people is, um, I don't know. It's kind of deep and meaningful in a certain way. Um, like you kind of have the levels of grief, the levels of like processing, like sadness, at the end of getting to see your own like success, um, surviving like this apocalypse that other people have like absolutely failed to make it through. Um, but yeah, the Japanese calligraphers have just really been on my mind like since we had that conversation. We also had a really nice conversation on Nietzsche and the will to power in the car. So yeah, like here I was kind of like trying to decide, do I want to have a whimper kind of character? And I was like, no, this character just she feels too proud to have to go out like that. So um, day two is also going to be us going out and having a second big day. We'll of course dress ourselves in our Sunday best because there's really no other way to die. I feel like um, with a full stomach as well is probably the best way to do it. Um, I'm gonna take a sip of my beverage. I'm also looking for like a now I'm looking for a pair of scissors. At by the time this video by the time I was recording this video, I had already been um, releasing the first couple of episodes of Libby Underhill on YouTube. Um, that kind of gives you a sense of like I play quite a lot of the game all at once, and then have the schedule there just to um, make it a little bit easier on myself and kind of allow for the specific styling of the videos that I have, which I think is very fun. Um, yeah, I'm much calmer now than I would have been. Like, I kind of wish I had recorded it just to like have the difference in my tone between these 2 days, because I mean, I was freaking miffed. And I just kept reminding myself, like, hey, you're going to see your parents, you're gonna hang out with your siblings, like, it's just gonna get out of the house for a couple days, eat some food, go on a hike, write your bridge documentation, act like an old lady, um, and that was just like all very cathartic to be able to get done. I got back. I've applied to a couple more jobs. Um, that grind just kind of keeps going until somebody sees that I'm clever enough to teach myself uh, some weird, whatever weird skill I end up getting to learn next. So yeah, we're going in. We're queasy. We're pissed off. Um, we have all the supplies in the world, and they're all about to get disappeared into the void of the recycle bin. Because yeah, that's the nature of my gameplay. No shame in it. It was really cool coming back though, and I mean, just seeing, I'd gone out shooting, and there were all these new zombies that were displaced. As I'm coming down the road, this just I don't even have a word to describe it. This massive horde of zombies were working their way up the street, and I was like, okay, here we are. And I guess I should say I've never really gotten far enough with guns to really know what guns I'm capable of using past like level 5. Um, so I'm just coming back out with the double barrel. I imagine there's like, oh, I can't. If I saw the list in front of me, I could like spit out the letters. But there's like the M13, and there's like one other rifle, and I think both of them I'm pretty close to being able to use like fairly accurately, fairly consistently. But I just decided against using those, and I mean we managed to get like 400 or 500 kills off of our day of shooting, so that was nice. And even at this point, I mean, I'm kind of, because I wrapped up doing my stuff that I had to do today, I'm kind of thinking about what the next character is going to be, and I really don't even know quite yet. I did some CDDA stuff. That's probably going to make it on the channel even before this video gets uploaded. That was a fun kind of break from this stuff. Very hard challenge. I was a little mistaken. I feel kind of trolled about some components of information. Like forging was impossible, but in general, it was a hoot getting to do that stuff. I feel like there's probably some other stuff I can talk about now, but mainly it's just like make sure. I mean, I like this. This is the game that kind of got me to stop drinking because I realized how bad, how much drinking affected my inhibitions while specifically playing this game. Um, like I would not be drinking and keep a character alive, and then start drinking, even just a beer, and all of a sudden, like I was making what felt like very amateurish mistakes. So it just kind of made me recognize the level to which even small amounts of alcohol kind of affect one's ability to like function or operate. It's also very cool just to see how much your emotions can kind of get in the way, both of your ability to like act, um, like do to physically do things, and also your ability to like socialize with others. So very interesting stuff. And especially the queasiness is setting in, the anxiety is setting in. Oh, the other thing too is we had developed insensitivity. I forgot about this. And I'd come into this day being like, oh shit, we ain't picking up any panic as a result of all these hordes, which is weird because I'd only killed about 2,000 zombies and believe that my minimum threshold is like 5,000 for becoming insensitive, but or no, desensitized. That's the word I'm looking for. Um, yeah, for becoming desensitized. Um, and yeah, I just got a little cocky off of that, which that's kind of inevitable with me. I play this game like a cocky bastard at times, so that was very interesting. And yeah, we tripped the wrong way into the crowd, and that's it. And that's season 1, episode 10, in Louisville, for Libby Underhill. We made it a month in a couple days, so I was very impressed by that, especially after how Adelina had performed. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Um, it I don't know. anyone who watches or subscribes is just like, I don't know, it really, they're kind of helping me fight the YouTube algorithm. So I really like am kind of blessed by that. I hope you take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.